Hello, welcome back to the Yarn and Yarns YouTube channel. My name is Angela and all the places you can find me should be linked in the description box below this video. Here on the channel you'll find me chatting about my adventures in knitting, spinning, crochet, weaving, all of the fibre related things. Today's video is Vlogmas part 4, so a little bit of a mishmash of my day-to-day as we wend our way towards the end of the year. It is the weekend almost. 4 o'clock on a Friday afternoon, so that counts, right? I've not long got home from my day job and I have got a to-do list as long as my arm for the weekend, as always happens. But of course it's getting to be crunch time for gift making and sorting, and so yeah, I'm feeling extra pressure this weekend. We're actually not going to be at home on Christmas Day this year for the first time in ages. You know, I can usually feel a little bit more relaxed because if I forget to do something or haven't prepared a present or whatever, I can usually sort of sneak off to another room and get it done. But this year I have to be all organised and ready by next Saturday because that's when our visiting families and stuff like that starts. So yeah, I've got a huge to-do list. Anyway, let's not worry about that today. Let's start this video by opening up my advent calendar, my fibre advent. I've not been that great about sharing my last week or so. I need to sit down. One of my tasks to do this evening is to sit down, put together and edit my footage for Vlogmas part 3. And yeah, I feel like this week has just flown by in a whirlwind of different activities and visits, and yeah. So I'm not quite sure what that video is going to be like, but I know that there's been a couple of days where I haven't shared my fibre advent, so I'm going to try and get better. We've only got a few days left, like 9 days left of advent now, so I'm going to try and get better about sharing my fibre with you again. I've also got a little bit behind on the spinning, so I need to try and do that. That's on my catch up to do this weekend as well, but it's kind of a little bit down the priority list. There are things that I have to do and things that I'd like to do. And the catching up on fibre spinning is on the things I'd like to do list. Anyway, let's empty this little package and see what's inside. So I've got a nice chocolate treat for me to enjoy. A hot chocolate, which is amazing. I think I might make a hot chocolate so to keep me company while I'm video editing. And that's the package empty. Ooh, this looks lovely. Look at this. Beautiful pastel-y purples, pinks, hint of blue in there. And it is mystery wool plus some rose fibre. I don't think you can see that then. There we go. So I shall add this to my spinning pile and I shall look forward to spinning this one up. I've got a full bobbin of advent fibre singles that I need to bring up and wind off so I can do some plying this weekend as well. So many things on my to-do list. Anyway, we've made a start. For the rest of my Friday, I would like to try and get Vlogmas part 3 edited, and I'd also like to get some present wrapping done. I've got to send some gifts to my nieces and nephews and they've got to be in the post this weekend. Another task I've been trying to get to all week and just haven't quite managed it. If you know where time disappears to at this time of year, please do let me know.
Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin mother and child. Holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace. Sleep in heavenly Shepherds quake at the sight. Glories stream from heaven afar. Heavenly hosts singing Alleluia. Christ the Savior is born. Christ the Savior is born.
Hello there, welcome to my Saturday afternoon. I've had quite a busy morning flitting between different tasks. Been doing a little bit of video editing for an upcoming 12 cast-ons making vlog. Been doing some boring housework. I've also been doing a little bit of present wrapping, and then I had to pop out. James and I went out into town because I ran out of wrapping stuff and I needed to get my gifts wrapped this weekend. So all that's done, and I'm planning on continuing in that vein this afternoon, swapping between a few different tasks. But I thought I'd just take 5 minutes before we lose the daylight to check in with you, and I thought I'd share a few of the things that have been going on in the last few days, because I'm very conscious that in my last Vlogmas, although I shared some of the things that I've been up to, I've not really shared a ton of my making. I've been wandering off down a little rabbit hole of making some knitted bookmarks based on the little recipe that Tracy from The Passionate Spinner has up on her YouTube channel. And I started with this one from a little scrappy leftover of opal yarn, and I really enjoyed making it so much that I decided to knit a few more. So this is the only one that I've actually got properly finished or sewn up, and I added a little tassel onto it, but I've been knitting a few more, and I decided to raid my handspun stash. I think you probably saw me chatting about that in the last Vlogmas-ish instalment. So I've knit one from this handspun yarn, and I've turned this one inside out, so the reverse stocking stitch is on the outside. Now this one turned out to be a little bit thicker than the opal yarn because my handspun yarn is a little bit thicker, so I'm not sure how useful it will be for use sort of as a bookmark in an ordinary paperback book, because it might just be a bit too bulky. But I'm going to finish it off, and if I think maybe it's not quite as useful as the others, I might keep this one for myself, but we'll see. And then I've also knit from the second mini skein that I pulled out of my handspun stash. I have made this one, which again, I'm on the fence. I'm not sure if I shall keep it this way, like the sort of knit side out, or I might turn it inside out. I really like handspun and reverse stocking stitch for some reason. I don't know what it is. I think it's the knit side is obviously sort of very crisp, very defined. You can see the little V's of the stitches. On the reverse stocking stitch, where you get to see the pearl bumps, I just feel like it sort of blends the colour in a more sort of watercolour-y kind of way, which I just think lends itself to handspun. So yeah, I'm not sure yet. And then I had some more of this mini skein left, so I've decided to knit a second one from this colourway as well. And they're both quite different because of the way the sort of colours have come out in the handspun. So yeah, I've only got a few rows, maybe an inch or two left, and I've got a little nugget of yarn, so I'm not sure if this second one will be quite as long as the first one. I think I should be able to make them matching lengths, but I'm gonna go until either this has run out or this matches this, and then hopefully I might have a teeny tiny little bit left over to make a ribbon or a tassel to finish off those with. So we shall see. I would really like to make, so I've made 1, 2, 3, 4. I'd really like to make 5, I think. And if I end up keeping one for myself, 6. So I've got at least one more of those to make, which I'm thinking I might just get it done today, and then they're done and dusted. So that's what's been going on as far as knitting is concerned. And then spinning, I sat down yesterday or the day before, must have been yesterday, and I plied up 4 of my Advent fibre quantities. So I have this one, which I think was just labelled as mystery wool. These all need soaking and finishing. I've got this one, which I think was merino and sari silk. don't have the labels with me, so apologies if I'm remembering them incorrectly. This one was Blueface Leicester with some beautiful Blueface Leicester locks blended into the bat. This has become a very textured mini skein, so I just let the locks spin as they want, and some of them were happy to be drafted out and some of them wanted to be kind of left alone. So I think this will be quite a fun skein to add to some weaving at some point. And then the final one is this, which Lisa labelled as a very weird experimental blend. And off the top of my head, I think it was Hill Radnor, Cheviot and Black Welsh Mountain all blended together, and I love this. There's quite a lot of Kemp in this, so there's lots of sort of bits still coming out of the skein, but that's fine, doesn't bother me. It was a joy to spin, and all the while I was spinning this, I thought if I had a bigger quantity of this, I would love to weave a table runner from this. I just think there's just something about it. It's like I can see it along, you know, my dining room table or a kitchen table. It's got that lovely kind of rustic country kitchen kind of vibe to it. I don't know why, that's just what is in my head. And so yeah, I'm going to be soaking these today and then I'll be hanging them up to dry, so they will be hopefully finished in the next day or two. I am several days behind on my advent spinning, so I have 3 bats here waiting to be spun. This one is Hill Radnor and Mohair locks. This one is a mystery wool and sari silk. I would imagine Corriedale or merino. It's got that kind of look and feel to it. And this one is mystery wool and bamboo. I also had some fabulous mohair locks. So Lisa has flicked these locks from a mohair fleece that she purchased in Wonderwall when we were back there in April, and she's given me a selection of those. So I'm undecided yet what I'm going to do with those. I'm putting those to one side for now because I'm contemplating maybe blending those up with something else rather than spinning the pure mohair, but I think I shall let my brain cogitate on that a little bit and see what I fancy doing with that. If I get my bookmarks finished today, I think I will sit at my e-spinner later and try and crack on and get at least 1 or 2 more of these spun up. I've also, of course, got today's package to open, so I think we'll do that together now. So it says fragile on this. There's been a few which have been marked as fragile, which have had extra bits and pieces in. The last one that I had the Santa mug. You might have seen me making a hot chocolate with my new Santa mug. So let's dive into this and see what we have. Ooh, oh, candle, and something that's got green in. The fiber's got green in. Love a good candle, so I will pop that in a dish on my mantelpiece and start burning that. Look at that beautiful Christmassy green. Chocolate went flying across the room as I put that down, and I have a bag of licorice tea, which sounds delicious as well. And then the main event, which is the fibre, of course. So this is Black Welsh Mountain, which Lisa has washed in a suet bath, so sort of left it to ferment. And mohair locks, which she has dyed in this amazing, look at that, kind of electric green. Yeah, another exciting bat for me. Look at this amazing little selection that I've got to spin up. Can't wait to get into those. Oh, I seriously wish there were more hours in the day. I have also been spindle spinning. I've been keeping up with the 100 days of spindle spinning, doing 15 minutes of spinning a day. I didn't bring my spindles up to share, but I'll try and get a shot of that to share with you a little bit later in the video maybe. I'm still working on the Fellview Fibre Rolags, haven't moved on to a different spin yet, but I'm getting closer to the end of that one, so that's also quite exciting, or at least it is for me. The other exciting thing that happened to me today, I want to say a huge thank you to anyone who has donated to my Ko-Fi account, the coffee account. For the last maybe 9 or 10 months, I have been putting aside any donations that I get through that platform because I have been in desperate need of a new tripod to help me with my recording setup. I bought a tripod a few years ago, I think also thanks to folks who donated through Ko-Fi, and I bought a reasonable one, but it was like the cheapest one that I could get, and it's lasted me a good few years, but the sort of connections have started to like the threads on the screws and things have started to give up the ghost, and it's meant that it's been really tricky for me to angle the camera because the weight of the camera just kept sort of pushing the top of the tripod, like the head of the tripod, and the camera was kind of flipping forward and flipping backwards. I've been kind of battling with that for a few months, so I decided to save up a little bit more and get a slightly sturdier tripod. So that arrived today. I'm not sure how excited you'll be to see a camera tripod, but I'll try and remember to put in a little shot because I'm really happy with what I've got. And again, that's thanks to folks who have been donating through the Ko-fi link. And one of the best features of this new tripod I've got, it's got like a quick release for the camera on top. The tripod I had before, I had to, when I wanted to fix the camera to the top, I was having to move the whole tripod to connect like the sort of screw fix, whereas this, the little bit on the top just flips off, so it's not as hard as on my hands when I'm trying to connect the camera to the tripod, which is just, it's a game changer. It's amazing. So yeah, I want to say a big thank you to, well, thank you, I always want to say a big thank you to everyone who watches the channel and supports by watching, by sharing, by commenting, by liking, by subscribing to the channel. But a special thank you in this episode to anyone who has donated through Ko-fi and has helped me to upgrade my equipment slightly, which will hopefully make things easier for me to record. And this tripod should last me, well, for the foreseeable, hopefully. It's also a slightly taller tripod, so it gives me more options for different places to record and stuff. So yeah, hopefully it will help me to just record more easily and maybe improve things slightly as well. So yeah, thank you to all of the folks who have been able to donate to the Ko-fi account. Right, I'm going to stop waffling and go soak these, go finish this bookmark and hopefully start another, and then hopefully get to do some spinning this evening. Welcome to my Sunday. I've had quite a relaxing day so far. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's the first time I'm properly checking in. I went out for a nice walk this morning. The weather's a bit, yeah, kind of grey, kind of cold. Nothing particularly to write home about, although there was an amazing sort of sunburst through the clouds over the sea this morning, which you might have seen a little bit of footage of. Aside from that, I've been doing a little bit of spindle spinning. I'm still keeping up with my 100 days of spindle spinning, 15 minutes a day. And I've also been working on my last bookmark. So I've actually finished the knitting of all of the bookmarks now, I think. I just need to do the stitching up of the ends, the inserting the cardboard in the middle and adding some ribbon or tassel. So hopefully I shall have those to share with you by the end of this instalment of Vlogmas. I hope to get those finished this afternoon. On the agenda for this afternoon as well, I am going to be winding off a couple of the Advent fibres that I spun yesterday. I managed to spin through 2 quantities, so 40 grams in total. I'm going to wind those off and apply those today, and with any luck I might get another 1 or 2 spun up this evening as well. Now that I've finished the bookmarks, I'd also like to try and finally finish the last of my Advent mittens. I'm started number 24, I think this time last week, and it's just sat in the bag impatiently waiting. So it'd be amazing to get these finally finished. I'd hope to have these finished like the first week of December. We're now on the 17th of December. And this project's still hanging around, and I feel like I've worked on nothing else knitting wise apart from this, and obviously more recently the bookmarks. With a week to go before Christmas, I still haven't started my mother-in-law's Christmas socks. Yeah, it'll be fine, it'll be right. Still plenty of knitting to go. What else is on the agenda? Oh, I need to open today's advent, so I thought we'd do that as well. Okay, here we go. Oh, did you get that flash of red? Look at that, beautiful. So let's pull that out. Hopefully I've got everything. Yeah. So I've got a nice cup of tea. I have got a coordinating chocolate treat to enjoy. Yummy. Put those down a second. And look at this glorious fibre. So it's merino and rose fibre. Look, such beautiful, beautiful red. And those sort of shots of white, the rose fibre spun through. I've spun rose fibre blends a few times before, I think mostly merino and rose fibre, and I've always really enjoyed them, so I shall look forward to spinning this. Oh, I so need to catch up with all this time that I have. Right, I think I will leave it at that for our little chatty section today, and get on and actually try and tick some of these things off my to-do list. I said I was going to finish chatting to you, but I also wanted to share with you some of my finished advent fibres. So I plied these, when did I ply these? Was it Friday or yesterday? Friday, I think. Friday. So yeah, I've got another 4 quantities of fibre finished. Oops, you can see the tags hanging off there. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I've done 10 so far completed. So that kind of means I guess I'm 7 behind. Although if I get these finished today, that'll leave me 5 behind. So that's an extra incentive to get those plied up today as well. So yeah, my little pile of finished gains is growing, which makes me very happy.